just got on Bounce Boat, but like, what do you think so far? Besides being motion sick.
It seems like it's going to be really cool. It's a really wild mix of people, and I don't know. I think sometimes the whole like mixture of rave scene and VIP can be a weird thing, but it seems like it'll be fun. So I'm excited.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the mixture of like ravers and people who are definitely like, dressed to impress.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Have you ever played on a yacht before?
I never have. No, it's a first.
Oh, this is gonna be good. We might have to talk to you after this then. All right, so tell us a bit about your time in Belgium growing up.
Well, my dad was employed over there, so we moved there for like 4 years, and so I went to school all in French, and I learned French, and got super into electronic music while I was there, and then moved back to the States, and nobody was into electronic music, but I kind of kept at it, and that's kind of, I don't know, Belgium was kind of amazing because like a lot of, I love to travel, and like one of the reasons that I love traveling is because when we were living there, like my parents had this sweet car that they got while they were there just so that we could be like driving around. Like every time we had a vacation time, we would go to like wild places and just kind of take advantage of the fact that we were already there. So like skiing in the Alps and all this kind of cool stuff.
I was gonna say, like, where around Belgium would you go?
Well, Belgium is really small. You can drive across that country in like 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
But Holland, France, Germany, Austria, Italy.
I'm so jealous right now.
Really
I want to go to all those places. All right, so you produce dubstep mainly.
Sort of.
Drum and bass a little bit.
It's starting to be a weirder mix of all my different influences. I kind of started out like doing dubstep. Well, actually, I started out doing drum and bass, but that was like when I was 16. But my production career started with dubstep, and over the last couple years, like things have just gotten really interesting with music, and like everything's kind of like absorbing other styles, and I don't know. I just why not make other shit? You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask what other genre would you want to dabble in besides the ones that you've already kind of experimented with?
Well, to be honest, one of my major goals is to produce hip-hop records.
Okay.
So, I would love to figure out a way to integrate the stuff that I'm doing with electronic music, and to kind of do rap records, because, I'm a huge hip-hop fan.
Me too. And
I have been for a long time, and, I worked in rap studios. That was kind of my come-up, and, it's just always been something that I've wanted to do, but it's really hard, and I've been thinking that I want to kind of take a very strong artistic approach and like apply really like a brutal code of ethics to the sound that I do with it. I want it to be like Infuze. I don't want it to just be like rap on the radio. So I'm kind of waiting for the right artist to come along and kind of want to work with me.
So you're like a collaboration.
Yeah, it'd be cool to like work with someone closely on like an EP or
anyone you have in mind.
Not really. I honestly haven't been, I've been so deep into the dance music scene the last couple years that, obviously like mainstream rap records, I'm kind of aware of them, but like a lot of the more up and coming rappers, I'm not as like in touch with that right now. But I love hip hop, so.
I feel like New York is a good place to do that too, because there's so many different kinds of music, genres, and artists around here that you're bound to pick someone up. Yeah,
it's super, especially for hip hop. For dance music, LA is probably like a stronger scene these days in a lot of ways. But the thing that I like about New York is the integration of so many different like cultures and styles, and that's something that I don't think you really get to the same extent in any other city in the States except maybe like New Orleans.
Yep, agreed.
And so I think if I was to do a hip hop collab, it would probably start in New York. Especially because I love New York hip hop.
Yeah. So. Not in LA. What do you think is one track of yours that you're most proud of that people might not know about?
I guess it'd have to be a tie between two. One is a remix that I did for Sigma back in 2011 that came out right before my first UKF tune hit the internet. And it was to me, I spent like hundreds of hours on that remix, and I'm gonna play it tonight. I played it every gig I play, and it always goes off like one of the hardest tunes in my sets.
Okay.
So it's, obviously people get into it, but it was one of those things that I was so kind of early on in my production career that people that are just catching on now don't really know it exists, especially because like they changed distributors and the tune went off Spotify and iTunes.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. I'm trying to get it sorted out, but basically the only place it exists is like YouTube and SoundCloud.
How long ago did you make that track? How old is that?
That was December 2011 it came out.
Oh, that's a while ago.
Yeah.
So it was on there and just got taken away.
Yeah, no, it was on the internet. I mean, it was like it was by far my most popular track on Spotify, actually. It had like 500,000 plays on there.
Wow.
And then one day I went to look for it and it was just gone. Yeah.
And they don't even tell you about that kind of thing? They just kind of do it?
I don't know what happened. Yeah, I mean, Sigma are my friends, so like,
Yeah, that's really
I reached out to them. They're trying to work it out. But then there's another remix that I did for my boy Codes. It was a remix of his tune God Bless.
Okay.
And it didn't come out officially on Slow Roast. It was like a giveaway tune, and it was before anybody was really savvy about how to do a giveaway online. And so like nobody has it.
Yeah.
But that's cool because like it's one of the tunes that I play in my sets that like people think is like totally unknown. I like keeping a lot of exclusive shit in my sets. So, the stuff that, that I can kind of keep as secret as possible, I try to kind of like,
All right, so we were in Miami I was actually there a couple months ago for Miami Music Week. Caught your set at Smog versus Firepower.
Yeah.
And amazing, obviously. But like, how was that week for you? Like, did it open any doors for you? Any opportunities arise?
It was really cool. If anything, what I'm learning about the Miami thing is that, it's just a really cool opportunity to go and like become better friends with all the people that you don't see every day. I mean, in the New York scene, I kind of know most of the people that are kind of like happening in New York, but elsewhere, I mean, I don't go to LA that often except to work with Flinch.
Okay.
And I guess like, if anything, it was just like a really cool hangout for like a few days. I wasn't there for that many days, but building with a lot of the people that I met out there was really cool and super beneficial. And I think in the long term, it's going to play out into like some very cool things.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Did you play any other shows besides that one out there?
No. I played 2 shows at South by Southwest, including Smog versus Firepower.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah.
That was like the best party I went to all week.
Smog versus Firepower.
I mean, I'm into dubstep and drum and bass, so that was my shit.
It was a really awesome party.
Yeah, it was.
They fucking turn it out, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, between Smog and Troy, like, those people really know how to throw a party.
Agree.
And they just do not fuck around with the sound system. And with bass music, that's such an important aspect.
Oh, yeah.
That, the sound and lighting and everything is like such a huge part of the experience. They really are fucking awesome.
Was there 5 different rooms going on? You could not hear the next room from another one. It was
crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that was very good.
Totally.
So usually artists tend to release their singles like kind of spaced out, but you just released one earlier this week, and now you're releasing another one on Tuesday. Are you prepared to like promote the shit out of it to make sure that both of them like climb the charts?
Yeah, the way that it ended up working out is I made Hyperion with Flinch, and we thought it was going to come out like a few weeks ago, but it's just a lot of delays with the release, and it just ended up getting pushed to this past Tuesday. The Firepower release was set for this coming Tuesday all along.
Yeah. So that was set. It was the other one.
The other one kind of flexed around a little bit, but even still, it would have been a tight squeeze regardless. But I think I've had this experience where I've put out tunes on big labels before, and then didn't have anything to immediately follow it up with. And I've been putting out a lot of free music, and I'm kind of thinking that the way to really make things kind of fall into people's awareness sphere is to put out as much music as possible right now.
Yeah, I I agree. Yeah, definitely.
You know, the Firepower tune is, that tune is on UKF. Like, it's going to do pretty well, I think. And Hyperion is at number 36 on the hip hop chart on Beatport right now. So
that's how I first found out about Release Me, was because of UKF. Like, I follow them on YouTube. That's how I found out about a lot of my music. So it's like, UKF just released a new video, and it was you. This song is sick. But how was it working with Flinch? How's your relationship with him?
Flinch and I are like really good friends, and we work really well together in the studio. I don't really know why. I've tried to collaborate with a lot of people, and a lot of times it doesn't end up kind of panning out into what I hope it will. A lot of the tunes don't get finished, but with Flinch, for whatever reason, we just have like a chemistry in the studio that seems to create like cool stuff that neither of us would have made on our own.
Right.
You know, and like Hyperion was just like this weird thing that we were like, let's make like a twerk record that sounds like a Timberland and Missy Elliott record, you know? That was kind of the idea.
So maybe more collaborations coming in the future?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How is it being a part of like the Smog and Firepower families?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really cool, you know, especially like, I feel super lucky that, I've got people like that getting behind my music, because it makes it way easier to get the awareness up.
Agreed.
That being said, I still think that the most interesting thing happening right now is on SoundCloud, with people just putting shit out as they feel like it. And so, like, I still think that right now is like a very, very important avenue, and there's a lot of producers that are on the come up that literally came out of nowhere that way, so I think before there was like a major, you kind of needed a label to get behind you in order to kind of pop or whatever, but now what's cool is that it seems like kids are able to kind of pop themselves, which is really awesome.
Okay, so this is a question I like to ask all my interviewees. It's just a really interesting answer that I get all the time. But if you had to pick two DJs to be your parents, who would they be? That's a DJ parents question.
All right, well, one, Flinch is a madman, but he's also like one of my favorite people, and he's a super good dad.
Okay.
He's got a kid who's like 7, I think.
Okay.
And knowing that he can like handle his like party life and still be a good father would definitely make me think that he would be cool to be my dad. That's kind of a weird answer, but
no, it's not at all. I've gotten weirder, trust me.
And as for a mom, I don't know, because the sad thing is that there's not enough female DJs.
It doesn't even have to be a female. I've gotten 2 males as parents before.
Yeah, I suppose we are in a
I guess it's all
revolutionary
your
age.
interpretation of the question, which is why I like to ask it.
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for the other one.
All right, so just Flinch.
I guess. Yeah, Flinch for both parents. Just say I want him to be my parents.
Mom and dad. The single parent. All right, so you're familiar with emojis, right?
Yeah.
If you could be anyone, which would it be?
Probably just the lame old smiley face, because I'm always
There's
smiling.
like 1,000 versions.
Yeah, but
of
I don't really use them. The one, actually, the one that when I used to be on Instant Messenger back in the day, the one that always cracked me up the most was the one with like the full tooth grin. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I've seen
that
it.
one. Yeah.
I'm kind of confused by that one, actually.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is it like a straight face?
It's like straight face with
Yeah. All right. What's a favorite track of yours right now that's not your own?
So, I listen to a lot of music, and I kind of refuse to pick just like one tune that I'm feeling, but I will name a producer that I'm feeling.
Okay,
Mr. Carmack is like, for me right now, like the hottest producer out, and for a lot of people too, but like what was cool about him is that I'm such a hip hop fan, and I was making this music that's like primarily before it was like UK stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that I'm making now, because like hearing Mr. Carmack and the way that he makes shit sound like J Dilla, but with trap beats, has made me kind of reinterpret like how I'm making bass music. And so like a lot of the stuff, like the snares are hitting way different, the swing is different, like I'm kind of making shit a little bit more off kilter. I would say that guy is like my favorite producer right now.
Okay, that's a good answer actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check him out. All right, last question. What's next for you? Are you gonna be in the studio? Are you on tour? What's going on?
So coming up, I've got a really cool gig in Atlanta on June 14th. I'm playing at this party called Faded. And I'm also playing next weekend at Basement with AFK and Getter.
I'll be there.
So that'll be fun. I love like hometown shows. So
Is that their 2-year anniversary at Basement?
No, that's the following weekend. I think.
Okay, alright.
Or maybe 2 weekends after.
I'll still be there either way.
So, that, and then, beyond that, I mean, I'm trying to finish up a ton of material. I've got a ton of tunes that I'm, trying to find homes for right now. So, and I'm trying to enjoy the summer. I'm going to Colombia for a month in August to cut out and get a vacation. So.
Okay, so not doing anything then, just like...
Yeah, I'm just putting on a backpack and leaving my computer.
That's good.
Yeah.
DJs definitely need that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally. I love traveling. It's one of my best ways to get inspiration.
Me too. Yeah, I guess that's it.